Hey guys, it's Mango here, and today I'm bringing out beautiful Mango's another brand new video on the channel, and today's video is going to be a very special update slash information type of video about the very popular Five Nights at Freddy's fan game called Five Nights at Candy's. Yes guys, I did play Fnac or Five Nights at Candy's a while back on my channel, and you guys were so supportive of that series. If you guys haven't checked it out, then be sure to do that. I've linked down below in the description to the entire playlist in case you missed that series on my channel. It was a ton of fun. Probably one of my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's fan games of all time. Probably, if not my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's fan game of all time. It was so well made. It was just like a Five Nights at Freddy's game, but it did have its own unique twist on the Five Nights at Freddy's format as well. And of course, it did feature Candy the Cat and a couple of other cool animatronics like Chester the Chimpanzee, other cool guys like that. It was a lot of fun, but essentially Emil Macko, the creator of Five Nights at Candy's, has updated the GameJolt page around 6 days ago, saying the future of Five Nights at Candy's. He says, first off, I need to state why I decided not to do any sequels to Five Nights at Candy's. I made the game in about 3 months' time, and during those 3 months, I also had a lot of exam stuff that I needed to tend to. And in the summer holiday, I had to go on a week-long vacation with my family, so I really wanted to work as much as I could on Fnac so that I wouldn't have to delay the release by a week because of a vacation. I didn't want to bring my laptop and work all weekend, all the week of the vacation. But I got the game finished, and while it was out for a couple of days, I also managed to fix a few bugs here and there. I actually struggled with designing the game as I wanted to make sure it is as original, or I wanted to make it as original as possible. I came up with the night vision thing. Yeah, the night vision thing was very, bravo to you, Emil Macko. That was very original. Definitely very original, and which has a costly thing to make with 12 cameras, since it nearly doubled the amount of images needed for the game, which is why I also had to compress them as much as I could by removing the colors and such, which is why the camera images may look a little bit low quality and 8-bit. I don't know if Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was going to be, or I didn't know if Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was going to be the end of FNAF, and I didn't want to release any new sequels to my game if FNAF was dying out, even if it would happen months from then. That was the #1 reason why I didn't want to make any sequels to Fnac, or Five Nights at Candy's. I kind of like the name Fnac, not gonna lie, guys. He does say, though, the second reason was that I came into the fan game ring a little bit late. And since there was already so many fan games, I felt that the bucket of FNAF mechanics was also emptied. The third reason was that I felt like I didn't have enough time. After the exam and the summer holidays, I had to go and find a job, which wouldn't really be a job, but closer to a paid internship where I would be able to work with programming and also further educate myself on the subject. These were the 3 reasons why that made me decide to not do any sequels to Fnac. But Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was the end, but only of the original lore of FNAF. With the announcement of FNAF World, the FNAF community surely will live for at least another year, I hope. I felt that FNAF 4 expanded the bucket of what mechanics can be used in the FNAF clone without the game losing its FNAF feel. He uses a lot of quotation marks, Scott introduced something I didn't think would be possible as inexpensively as it was done, which was the seamless transition from movement across a room without having to animate a certain walking sequence for every possible place to go, which will take a lot of memory on any PC. Scott eliminated the cameras and still managed to make a game that we can all call, or that we can call a true FNAF game with the same feel remaining intact. I still don't know how much time, but I do have time to design. I still don't have much time, but I do have time to design and plan and come up with the ideas. I don't have time to sit at my PC all day like I did with Fnac, but I do have time to make another game. And I also realized why it took me 3 months to make Fnac. I pretty much spent most of the first month planning the game mechanics and designing the layout of the restaurant, as well as writing scripts for Phone Guy, designing mechanics for a game engine that I didn't know made it difficult. The second month was spent with modeling and testing with rendering the scenes, which was new to me since I had never done indoor renders before, and I had to make each character compatible with one another in sizes and such, so they would look good when put into the scene. Because if you guys didn't know, Emil Macko actually does a lot of other popular renders. He does some Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Nightmare animatronic renders, which are used in a lot of SFMs. They're used in Gmod. He made like all those Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Nightmare animatronic renders. He's very good at rendering, guys, and making these character models, I guess you could say. And he does say, I never done indoor renders before, and so they would look good when put into scene. When I got Quick Team Fusion, I had never used it before, so in most of the 3rd month I was programming Fnac, and a lot of the time it was trial and error. He uses a lot of quotation marks. So now that I've learned how to use Quick Team properly, it probably won't take quite as long for me to program a game, and I now have a better idea of what is possible in the engine. So what does this mean? Recently I came up with the new mechanics that I really like, and I let my imagination run loose, and I redesigned some characters and such, and now I'm pretty confident that I can make a game. So basically Fnac 2 is happening, but I'm still in the planning stage of right now, or as of right now, and I have no idea how long it will take for me to make the game. Fnac 2 still has a chance of being canceled, but that would only happen if the mechanics I came up with absolutely can't function together and or I lose the ambition. But know that Five Nights at Candy's 2 is a possibility now. So yes, guys, I think that pretty much confirms it, that Five Nights at Candy's 2 will be coming out at some point in the future. I'm not sure if it's going to be later this year, possibly early next year. I don't know how long it's going to take Emil Macko to make the game, but Five Nights at Candy's was one of my favorite FNAF Fan Games of all time, so I absolutely cannot wait for Five Nights at Candy's 2. I think Five Nights at Candy's was probably my favorite fan game of all time. If you guys have any other like favorite fan games that you guys do have, let me know down below in the comments section. Let me know if Five Nights at Candy's is your favorite fan game, if you have another favorite fan game, maybe Five Nights at F-Boys, maybe Five Nights at Anime, or other cool stuff. Like those are some popular ones I do know of. And Five Nights at Animes 2 is coming out too, and then the one that I'm most hyped for, guys, is Those Nights at Fredbear's. Absolutely cannot wait for Those Nights at Fredbear's. It looks freaking amazing, guys. I think this may actually be better, like a better game than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's games, which is definitely some high expectations, but this game looks so good, and Nickson is so good at actually making and animating, so he's gonna be able to make the different scenes which look so beautiful. It's gonna be a free roaming game. It is going to be amazing, guys. I cannot wait for Those Nights at Fredbear's, and I also cannot wait for Five Nights at Candy's 2. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy today's update video, though. If you guys are excited for Five Nights at Candy's 2, definitely be sure to touch the app down, like, like, let's try to go for 100 likes on today's video. Also, be sure to hit that alert button that says subscribe for all the latest and greatest Five Nights at Freddy's and fan game content. And I hope you guys have a nice, safe, wonderful day.